Next up is Aminius.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you commune, quote unquote commune, with your friend? To do it in your room, do it in the woods.
I was probably just gonna do it in my room.
That's where most people end up doing it, yeah.
The joke was there, but I didn't say it because I figured it'd be too low hanging. I know that itself is a joke, but moving on. So during that 24-hour, I don't know, span in which you guys are prepping for this, you go down, eat breakfast, you all eat breakfast, discuss your guys' tasks. Yeah, tasks for the day. And you go back upstairs after that.
Yeah.
And you prep to speak with your friend, your benefactor. How do you do it?
Well, probably light some candles and get a nice magical mood going. And sit in meditation and try to make contact.
Some time passes. You're not sure how long. 5, 10, 20, an hour. You don't know. You hear it first before seeing it. Probably close your eyes in meditation, so I probably don't see much. You hear the sort of swirling. This going faster and faster, louder and louder. You open your eyes and you see not the fully corporeal form, but this sort of smoky silhouette of your friend. And you hear her voice, this sort of echoey, ethereal voice, speak out to you. It's not her fully, but it is might call it a fragment, a shade of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Well. It's so good to see you're well, Aminius.
You too.
She giggles to herself. I've been making it a point to not answer when you've summoned me, but I'll make an exception this time. Because I heard you're doing something very, very daring.
I want to ask if you're impressed, but I'm afraid it might use up one of my question slots.
Questions thrice. All of them I will answer to the fullest of my interest. As you step into my home realm.
Well, my first question is pretty simple. I want to know how my party and I can safely enter the Feywild.
Safely enter. I'm afraid there's very little on this continent you can do to safely enter. If you're back on the home continent, then, well, it'd be such an easy endeavor. But as for here, I don't know. I'm afraid I don't really have an answer for that. Safely entering.
Well, my second question is, once we've entered, how do we exit?
You got out. How do we?
I'm sorry, how do we exit?
How do you exit? I'm assuming dying is not in your parameters of acceptance when it comes to exiting. Well, and you see her ghostly, wispy form tap the side of her cheek. His sort of slightly exaggerated expression of thought. I suppose it depends on the method you enter. You could always leave the way you came in. Failing that, you could always ask a fairy. Make a deal. There are some natural exits out of the Feywilds. Although I'm not sure if they'll place you anywhere near here. You could, of course, always talk to the Summer Winter Courts if they'll have you. I'm sure they have a number of methods back.
Okay. And my third question, can you help us acquire a guide?
This gives her some pause as she, like, very slowly lowers her tapping finger on her cheek and has her arms crossed now. Can I? Yes. She leans down. Will I? No.
But I'm your favorite.
You are. But they're your friends aren't.
Well, why not?
Ouch.
Because they're your friends.
Oh, please.
And
Not this.
she phases as she says that. Good luck.
Ugh. What a waste of time.
You look at a clock nearby. You see that literally 30 seconds has passed since you initially sat down.
Interesting. Did she rewind time on me?
You don't think you ever actually were waiting that long physically.
She was just fucking with you.
Ugh. All right, well, that's that.
That is that. You can help Wise with some research. Not in that sense. Some book-based research.
I actually had one question that's sort of come up, if I can.
It depends, but lay it on me.
What's the Summer and Winter Courts? Because I don't know if that's just me being stupid, or...
Well, this is something... This is something many, as you probably know, and you clue Wise in on it as you go help Wise do nerd shit.
You do wisey stuff.
No, this is intelligence-based.
Hmm?
Not wisdom. It's intelligence-based, not wisdom. It's not wise. It's smart. Anyways.
Shut it.
The Summer Winter Courts are the two primary factions of the Feywild. There's 3 in total. Summer, Winter, and Wild Fairy. Wild Fey. A fairy always falls under one of these 3 categories. If you're not Summer and you're not Winter, you're Wild Fey. Pretty straightforward. The Summer Winter Courts are 2... you might call them tribunals of sorts. Internal governments that circle, not each other, well, I guess each other, but they travel in the Feywilds, constantly trailing behind one another. Imagine, the sort of yin-yang pattern. The courts are immensely powerful, and they are connected. There's no real answer as to whether or not one causes the other or the other way around, or if they're just 2 coincidentally based events, or if they draw from some sort of similar power, so then no one fucking knows. But they do align with summer and winter in the mortal realm. So when it's summer in the mortal realm, the summer court is powerful, and vice versa. Beings of summer, beings of winter are automatic rivals. Not necessarily in a violent manner. Most of the time, violent manner, but not necessarily all the time. To be signed on to one court is to abandon or alienate or piss off the other one, with some rare exceptions. They're just simply factions. Factions which have each of them have their own little, I guess you can call them capture squads, kill squads, executioner squads, whatever you want to call them, of beings called Oath Keepers. Whenever someone breaks a deal with a fairy, if the fairy themselves don't want to get involved, they can call in, if they're signed on with a court, they can call in the court's Oath Keepers. They will hunt you down to the ends of the earth and the ends of time, because that's their job. Weaker fairies sign on to the courts because it's joining on with a powerful faction. Win-win. The catch is, though, once you're in, there's no out. That's it. For eternity, you are a summer court or winter court sworn being, which is why a large number of wild fairies don't sign on to a court, is because they like their independence.
Interesting.
All right, thank you.
I'm not sure if I covered it. Court hierarchy. There is 3 quote-unquote ruling powers. Again, this is very, I think, interesting because mine has complexity to it. There is Mother, Summer, and Winter, respectively, for winter and summer. There is the Queen. Each court has a queen. And then there is the Lady. Summer Lady, Winter Lady. This is a hereditary title. It very seldom changes because in order for it to change, someone needs to die. Usually a mother, I think literally in every case, the mother, and then you move up to the next rank. Queen goes to mother, lady goes to queen, there's a new lady. The queen is in charge of more political things of the court. The mother has the most power as they are the sort of conduit of energy, or at least facilitate the conduit of energy. And the lady is just that, a lady, being groomed for eventual queenhood, but obviously has some freedom and stuff like that to do whatever they want. The fourth position for both courts are their knights. These knights are mortal. They can lie. They could be whatever spook, like fairy spook-esque business person the court needs to be. If the court needs to interact with the mortal realm, it's going to be likely going to be done through their knight, because their knight isn't a fairy. They're immortal. Amortal. They're also immortal, but that's a different topic. Kept alive through the court's magic. Each court has these 4 pieces, as well as obviously a number of court nobles, court servants, blah, blah. And they very, very seldom add anything to the upper hierarchy of the courts. Each side their numbers are pretty stagnant. They keep a very controlled hold on their numbers. Power fluctuates throughout the year, but their numbers are constant. They're 2 sides of the same coin, equal in near every matter. What other stuff? What other tutorial stuff should I? Summer and winter does not only coincide with what season they're sided with or born under or whatever. It also indicates mindset. Summer court fairies are more emotionally based, you might say. Versus winter court fairies, they'll be more, as winter is, cold, rational, maybe, or cruel. The summer court endorses, cooperation and friendliness and stuff like that. This summer court is usually when you find the more benevolent fairies. The winter court is very much survival of the fittest. Everyone's out for themselves. You're free to make alliances, sure, but of course, there's only room for the top for one. They're more isolationist and they're more malevolent. Yeah, winter court doesn't care about your feelings, exactly. So, which court you step into. And you'll know when you enter into a court's territory or when the court enters into your territory. Because the climate of the realm you're in will change. If you're in like a nice grassy field in the Feywilds made of this, pretty nice looking purple, green, glowing yellow grass, you're like, okay, cool. And then you notice literally the entire place freezes over. Everything is this, snow white. The water freezes in its entirety. You know that the winter court has now encroached on the territory you're in. The courts themselves literally move. They both have their own capital. And in their wake, the Feywilds bends to match the aesthetic of the court in question. So yeah, in technicality, there are a spring and autumn faction, but they're not really a faction. They are their own oath keepers, and their sole job is to make way or to crush anyone that tries to impede the progress of summer and winter for spring and fall, respectively. They're the scythe or sickle that clears the harvest, you might interpret them as. So yeah, that's the summer and winter courts of fairies. And wild fairies are... That's a fucking... There's no standard for that other than that they are not kind. Any other questions?
Sorry, I'm sort of writing shit down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give me a minute. What did you say spring and autumn acted as again? Sorry?
They're like the scythe or sickle to make sure that whenever summer or winter, their territories move, that there's nothing blocking it.
Oh, okay, that's it. Thank you. Wait, give me like...
They're Feywild exclusive keepers, solely to make sure that the clock keeps ticking, so to speak. So yeah, them's is the courts. And it's a pretty common fairy tale that, or not a specific one, but a trend of fairy tales of a person stumbling into the Feywilds, but they stumble into the court territory, and then the court keeps them, lets them go, gives them a way back to the mortal realm, etc., etc. If I were to put into like a quote for each side, like a battle quote, you might interpret it as, for each court, this is something out of some fairy tales that you might have read about in game. A person of summer court would be like, I'll give a cornucopia to the best of us. Like this friendly game when you're fighting someone or dealing with someone. Versus in the winter court is, I'll feed the weakest of you to Mother Winter herself. So, as opposed to rewarding the best, they'll punish the weakest. Carrot stick. It quickly depicts court mindset. Cooperation. Cut off the weak link. Now, the catch is, of course, is if you piss off someone in the summer court, since they are a more emotionally based court, they are much more likely to violently and quickly act out against you. Versus if you piss off someone in the winter court, don't get me wrong, they'll probably plot your very painful demise. But the thing is, they will hold back if it's more rational and reasonable to let you go. They might write you off as a one-time loss, but it's not a good investment to keep going after you. Versus someone in summer where they don't care about the investment, they don't care about they just want, they will pursue you to the ends of the earth and to the best of their power to do such. So it's a double-sided sword, which court you pick. That being said, I'm pretty sure with how you guys are, summer is more your pick.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm staying far away from that fucking winter court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, the Oath Keepers themselves are based off of Abigail's, her own patron, her own benefactor, the one you guys spoke with, the Keeper. They are the original Keeper. The other Oath Keepers are modeled after that original Keeper. And before you guys ask me, no, Abigail's not going to ask her patron for any help in the Feywilds, even though they are literally like one of the first fairies ever. Because she sort of pissed them off. She sort of pissed them off. So maybe nah.
For fuck's sake, Abigail, get your head in the game.
Just nah. She does go out and buy 10 diamonds worth 300 gold pieces apiece, because that's what you need to use for Revivify. It consumes the gem. So she needs
to spend $3,000 on diamonds. Good job.
Yes. Luckily she had 10k.
Yeah.
Don't we have gems in the bag of holding? Or are they not the right ones?
None of them are diamonds, though.
That is specifically...
Oh, diamonds. Okay.
Yeah, it specifically has to be diamonds.
By the way, since we don't know how long we're going to be gone, should we, like, give the chain smoker some stuff to sell? So it doesn't feel like we 100% abandoned, just 90% abandoned? Yes, we did.
Just, does that Tandem handle it? Easy.
Is he actually, though, or is he doing his own thing?
I don't know. I don't ask questions when it comes to that shit, okay?
That's the problem. If we get off to the Feywilds and we ask him later, it's like, hey, is Tandem helping with that? Then it's just like, no. Alright, so we just dish him for however long we're going to be gone. Sweet. Well, on the same note, I don't really know anything we could give him besides more gems. Which I feel would be super good.
I mean, you guys can, like, he can always buy gems. That's what Abigail said.
Yeah.
And I think I'm using all of my, like, cool shit, so...
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, they're pretty well equipped, so...
There's only, like,
what doesn't matter?
Yeah. It's kind of... feels like it defeats the purpose of, like, letting them live with the with, like, saying, hey, do this with your shop, and then we just fucking abandon them. For at least a month, I think, at this point, and then potentially even more, depending on the Feywilds.
I mean, I have a random-ass token that I've never used before.
Token?
Yeah, I just it's in my inventory. It's like one of the ones you start off with.
Oh, then it's probably worthless.
Yeah, I mean, you can play off as like a long lost like, relic or something.
Ancient magical artifact. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, and a city map that I cannot use.
Rip. Anyways.
And a small knife that I'm assuming is like a butter knife.
Sound like a shiv.
Yeah, a shiv, okay.
Sentimental.
A butter shiv.
Yeah, butter shiv.
The tiny robot from Rick and Morty has it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like how he buttered your toast, he stabbed you.
Alright, so I was hoping that Fred would be around by the time we finished. That is not the case. So, I guess in the meantime, instead of just shooting the shits until he gets here, we can still be productive. Is there anything you guys want to do in terms of requisition or purchasing anything? Like I was pitching in the general chat. Is there anything you guys want to requisition for free or spend your own cash to get?
I am thinking. I think I need some.
Manix potions, healing potions.
I'll take all of that.
Healing.
Here's something to consider as well.
Straight up PCP.
What's it say? Foraging in the Feywilds is not like foraging and hunting in the mortal realm. As in that, you probably shouldn't fucking do it.
Because separating
So
from your
just
groups,
stock
go
up
find
on-
food is how you never find your group again.
Yeah.
So you go stock up in
It's
rations.
like
then,
it's
essentially.
like oh, I go hunt for food. CR13 encounter. Shit.
Ha ha ha! Gonna walk away from this one, turn around, just see the same thing again. It's like, ah, fuck! You're approaching the Queen's Land, so...
If you're on their territory, yes.
Yeah, if you're in the, like, wild part of the Feywild, you chill. Just don't...
Well, if you're in the
just don't
wildfire of the Feywild, you might shoot a deer, and that deer is the realm holder of this part of the Feywild, and you die.
Ooh.
So yeah, like
So,
getting food is also another thing is that this is something. Fairies have their own high class cuisine of nectar and ambrosia, stuff like that. You know, this sort of like intoxicating, delicious food. It's nectar, ambrosia, and there's like I forgot what the food one is.
Can you
I know in
actually,
Greek,
like, die?
you can die, consuming it if you're not a fairy. Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Which is why you also, it might... There are some fairy tales, I won't tell you the truth behind it, but there are some fairy tales is if you eat it, you don't get to leave.
Dun dun dun.
Oh yeah.
Antitoxins.
And there's some that say you won't want to leave. So, what I'm saying is,
Don't eat
bring
anything.
your own... No, bring your own mortal food.
I should think, how long were we thinking of staying out there for?
We have literally no fucking idea.
Yeah.
We don't know where
'cause
we're
it-
landing, we don't know how to
that's
find
the
the thing
thing.
we're looking for, and we don't know how far away that thing could even be. Could be literally
Welcome to the
Yeah,
Feywilds. It's a mystery.
So, like,
I know, so...
how much food can we put into the bag of holding?
I mean,
I know. Should we, like, limit... Should we
can
limit
hold,
the bag
like-
just for food?
I mean, it could hold like 250 pounds, 200 pounds, something like that. Let me look.
Yeah, just, like, shove it full of as many rations as we can.
Oh yeah, like, stuffing it in. We're having to force it closed, that's how full I'm talking.
It can fit up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. There you go.
Is there, like a... oh, what am I trying to think of? Vox Machina called it a bag of holding, like a bag of preservation kind of thing, so we could
A
have,
bag
like,
of holding.
Colding, thank you. That's what I meant to say.
You guys don't have that.
Fuck. Because then we could bring, like, fresh-ish meat, and occasionally not be depressed and eating just rations.
Where's my video on World War II field kitchens?
Yeah, that...
Can we take a quick 5-minute break before we do
No,
the
yeah, we could take a
requisition?
5 minute. Honestly, we're in a bit of like a chill mode right now because we're waiting for Fred to show up. But
Yeah.
do think of stuff to like get.
Yeah, I need some reagents. I'm gonna get potions and
Okay.
just some rations. I think that's all I need.
Okay.
Reagent, I need a...
We'll make this a bit more simplified. What you want, type it into chat. Even if it's something like that isn't requisitionable, type in a chat and I might be able to get you like a ball, either if it's available in the first place or a ballpark estimate of like how much.
like, roll 20?
No, expedition board.
That's why.
Okay. All I can really think of is just, like, potions and stuff, because I just use spells and swords, so...
Hey, that's not the roll. That's not the expedition board chat.
Oh, shit.
My bad. Sorry. I wasn't...
It's fine.
You really do need that coffee.
Yeah, copy-paste it over there and get some coffee.
Bah. Expedition board, there.
Yep.
Wish I could delete stuff from Roll20 chat. Oh,
Haha, nope.
I'll be back.
Oh, just a thought as well. I noticed the other day. Remember how Fred gave me his sword, the sand one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually have any of the stuff for it, like the stats. It's just down as like a regular sword.
It should be like a plus.
So I think
it should be a +1.
a +1.
Mhm.
Okay. I must have like forgotten. Oh wait a minute. How do I edit?
Just in the magic bonus, just put a 1, and it will put it into the attack bonus as well as the damage bonus.
In the attacks and spellcasting bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
so
attack +6. Is that right?
Dex plus prof. So yeah, it should be +6. I think you have a decent dexterity. You have a +2, right?
Yeah. So it's +6 for attack, and then it's 1d6 +2 piercing.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
then
right?
hit the cog for it, and then under the top section, it should say magic bonus. Just put a 1 there.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so the 1 will apply to the attack roll and the damage. So it should be +7 to attack, and then +3 for the bonus. The modifier, rather, for damage.
There we go. Yeah, that's it coming up. Actually, I'll do an attack just to make sure it's like going right.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, push in.
So is that right? And then...
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, +2 for dex, +4 for prof, +1 for magic. Yep.
All right.
And-
Awesome. Cool.
Yep.
So I saw it the other day and I was like, shit.
Oh, you're good.
All right.
Let's see.
What else do I need? Alright, so I've got 2 short swords, got my spells, got my armor. I think I'm all good, yeah. It's just health potions and mana potions, really.
Bop.
I mean, you guys don't ever use man X potions.
I know, I think I've only